Hey there, what is up, Mac heads? Glenn here, and it's time for another subscription box. Today we're going to go over GeekFuel for October. Now, as some of you know, GeekFuel is not on our primary box list anymore. It's moving to the rotation list where I'll only get it every once in a while. The reason I got it for October is because for the first time, GeekFuel included a pop figure in the box. They announced that ahead of time. So in this case, it wasn't an exclusive pop figure or anything like that. Funko has enough deals for exclusive pops that we didn't see that in this GeekFuel. But you know, I wanted to get the box to kind of see what they came up with, what they included in this box, and kind of go from there as far as how often we're going to subscribe to them. So let's check it out. Now, there's a lot to like about GeekFuel. In fact, GeekFuel for 2 or 3 months was what I consider probably the best subscription box out there of the general boxes. But as the months have gone on, they just haven't done a great job of making themselves stand out amongst the other boxes. And I've always said this, that the only way you're going to survive in this huge sea of different subscription boxes is to either be the top general box like Loot Crate or Nerd Block. Those two I really consider for a general geeky subscription box to be really the top as far as quality and value. So you either have to be there or you have to be very specific and almost have a specific niche. You got to have really good themes. You got to really be really different than all the other boxes. And GeekFuel just hasn't been different. It's been good, but it's been kind of awash in a sea of sameness. You know, it really hasn't made itself different. So as we get into this box, we kind of see how, since they don't have a real specific theme every month, they try to latch on to the current pop culture events that are going on. So that's good. I also like that GeekFuel is very professional. They have very tight with their marketing. The box is always really good. It's got liner. It's definitely not thrown together. They put a lot of effort into these boxes and into the print quality, things like that. A lot of the trappings and the stuff, other than the items, are really probably the most professional box there is, other than Loot Crate. So there are things to like about GeekFuel, but again, they just haven't separated themselves enough to really have me, really anxiously awaiting them every month like I do some of the other boxes. So let's dive into the items. All right, we talked about the pop figure, so let's go over what they threw in there. This one is Yondu. This is from the second series of Guardians of the Galaxy pops. So basically it's the villain series. You can see the rest of them on the back there. Most pop collectors got this one a long time ago, especially if you collect Marvel. So it's not exactly something that, number one, is hard to find. Obviously it's not an exclusive, but we really didn't expect that. But it's a little bit overly available for being thrilled about it in a box. If you just get subscription boxes, you're not a real avid pop collector, then this is fine. There's nothing wrong with this pop figure. In fact, it came in very good condition. And this is actually one of my favorite common pops because I like the pose, I like the detail in there, and it's just a good looking pop in general. But, as a pop collector, you open this box, you're not thrilled with that. Maybe something a little... a little less common, or, if they came up with exclusive pops, then this thing would fly out the door as far as the box goes. But, I was interested to see what pop they would include. I knew it would be a common, it's just a matter of which one it was. So, Yondu, pretty good pop, just nothing thrilling. All right, let's check out the shirt. They branded the shirt with GameFuel, so it was made for them, and this... theme of this shirt is from Video Games Live. Video Games Live is basically a concert series where they have a symphony orchestra and they play themes in a concert venue. They play themes from video games. It's actually a pretty cool show. I like these kind of shows. Another one of my favorites is Star Wars in Concert. A couple of years ago, they did a tour, a symphony tour of Star Wars music. The Video Games Live is similar, and it's a cool thing. So this is kind of where the shirt comes from. You can see that it's kind of a Space Invaders looking dude made up of all different controllers, video game controllers, and he's wearing headphones. So it's an interesting concept. I like it. It's simple. Black shirts are pretty common, but at least this has got a kind of a cool design to it. So not a bad shirt at all. Okay, every once in a while you'll get some sort of energy drink or something like that in a box, and GeekFuel's had a few of them. This one is Guardian Aid, and it looks like it's a Halo-themed drink. It's made to look like a Gatorade can, and it's basically an energy drink. It's Energy Sword Citrus. I'm not big on energy drinks. They kind of make me feel, they don't make me feel too great after I drink them. But again, not a bad thing to include in a box like this because you'll have a lot of gaming fans and things like that. Okay, game code. Now, pretty much every month I get GeekFuel, I complain about the game code. But I've come to realize that the game code has become their thing. A lot of boxes have, for instance, Comic-Con box has the prints. Some of the other boxes have things that they're always going to include. If you're talking about figures, Nerd Block has Titans quite a bit. Another box might have Funko Pops, or another box might have Kid Robot stuff in it. GeekFuel's thing now is their game codes, and they've started to promote them. So the downloadable Steam game codes is something that is becoming GeekFuel's unique item, and for that reason, I'm kind of letting them off the hook with that. It's something they're going to include in every box, and yeah, I'd rather have a physical item, and I prefer the items that they include a physical item with the game code, but if it's going to be their thing, and if they're going to at least be giving you game codes for full-size games, then I can work with that. This one, this particular month is called Over 9,000 Zombies, and it's a downloadable game code and a strategy guide to play. I haven't looked at it yet, but it looks like it's a kind of a, not a platformer, but kind of a Zelda-type top-down game. So, I might check it out. Might not, kind of depends. If someone picks GeekFuel at the end as far as a patron goes, they'll get this. But, at least, they're getting a little bit interesting. And if it's a full game, I can kind of deal with that versus, giving us codes for skins and stuff like that in existing games where you'd have to buy the game anyway. So this one says a $10 value. Again, you're not going to really assign a value to it. But it's becoming a regular thing with GeekFuel. So I don't have as much of a problem with it as I had before, but again, it doesn't interest me that much. Okay, GeekFuel does a pretty good job a lot of the time of presenting a unusual item, something you're not going to find in any other box. In this case, quite the surprise, it is a pillowcase. And this one has Admiral Akbar on it. It's a nap. And it's a full-size white pillowcase. I like this. I hate that the white on the camera makes the lighting go down, but that's weird. But I actually like this. It's unusual. It's definitely useful, and it's kind of a cool, geeky thing to include in this box. It's, decent quality. It's not, 2,000 thread count or anything, but it's a nice, unusual item that's funny and fun and usable. So I like that part of the box this time around. All right, the other thing that GeekFuel is latching onto this month is the Back to the Future mania that's going on right now surrounding the October 21st date. So they included some Back to the Future items. Starting with, and they're all little, starting with a sticker, and this is a sticker of the controls for the flux capacitor, and it has the the dates on there that you'll see in the movie, and it's a cool little sticker, something that'd be cool to put on something. But again, I like the stickers. This could have very easily been just a card, but it's an actual sticker, so at least it has some use there. All right, we've got a button. This is a nice big button, Save the Clock Tower. And it's, a button from Back to the Future. And it's like a in-movie button in the fact that it doesn't say Back to the Future. It's actually as if this campaign actually existed as it exists in the movie. Same kind of thing with a little copy of the newspaper, at least the one sheet of the newspaper that you see in the movie as well. A cool thing about this is the little note on the back, and those of you that kind of get that reference are kind of funny as well there. So you've got the little flyer handed out by the people trying to save the clock tower in Back to the Future. So some kind of cool little Back to the Future-y items. Just a couple little geeky items from them. Their magazine, as always, is a good one. This is what I was talking about as how professional they are. They put out a really good magazine, very similar to Loot Crates and a couple of the others. This one talks about New York Comic Con, talks about all the Back to the Future stuff going on this month. It references Video Games Live, like the T-shirt. And then the unboxing videos that they kind of feature as well, and pictures, and talk about the game, etc., etc. So, pretty good magazine. I always like their magazine. And then the spoiler card, as they call it. You've got the basic items there. No variation, so wasn't any variant items that you can really look at. And they talk about the shirt on the back as well. There's also a contest, and I meant to mention that with the flyer. That phone number on the back of the flyer, if you call that, you get entered into their giveaway. And they're doing 88 winners for 88 miles an hour. I'm not sure what the prize is, but you call that number and you get entered in the giveaway. So that's kind of cool. So that's it for GeekFuel. I like this box. This was a cool box for them. I like that they put an unusual item like the pillowcase in there. Pop was okay. Again, if you're going to promote that you're getting a pop figure, and it's not a rare one or an exclusive one, I understand they can't do rare and exclusives in this box all the time. So obviously it would be a common, but it wouldn't necessarily be something that everybody has. So it's not terrible. It could have been worse as far as which pop to include. But the fact that they're including a pop figure, that might pave the way for doing that in the future as well. Not moving this to primary as far as the box goes. This is a solid B box for me. I liked it. Nothing wrong with it. The shirt was good. I liked the pillowcase. I could do without the energy drink. And then a couple little trinket items and a pop I already had. So nice B, nothing wrong with it. Definitely not at the level that they were when I found them to be my best box. And I don't even know so much that GeekFuel has gone down as much as some of the other boxes have stepped it up. So, we'll get GeekFuel from time to time, and we'll see how they are doing. But for right now, it's a solid box. I'm going to include the link down below to subscribe if you like. It's definitely, if you're going to get one or two boxes, it's definitely one to consider because it's a good general box. Doesn't have specific themes, but it gives a good variety of items. Other than that, would love to hear comments down below about what you thought about GeekFuel this month, and definitely hit us up with a like. And as always, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And check us out. And we will see you on the flip side with more subscription boxes. And also, pretty soon we're going to induct our next Hall of Famer. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, see you later.